of you actually have probably already seen my hair on Instagram, or even on my Snapchat. Links are in the description for those. But yeah, I dyed my hair, I let you guys know. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what color it was gonna be, really right up until like the day I dyed it. I spent a lot of time researching and deciding what I wanted, and I wanted it to be purpley and pink, and I'm so thrilled with the results. I really hope you guys like it, because I know that my hair is something that's talked about a lot on my channel, and I know a lot of people really love my hair, and that's one of the reasons why they like my channel. And while that's like my favorite hair color on me for sure, is the ginger. It's also something you should know about me, that I have dyed my hair many times since about the time I was 13. So today I thought I would make a video dedicated to hair. I've got some hairbrushes so I can brush my hair and get some nice tingles from that, and I will share my hair journey, I guess. So yeah, this is my hair color. I've got it violet at the top, and then it goes all the way down to this neon fuchsia at the bottom. Like I said, I'm totally obsessed with it. Yeah. I'll also leave links in the description of the products that I use to achieve this look. I use the Adore brand hair dye. You can find it on Amazon, and I swear by that stuff. Okay? Anyways, moving on. All the details will be down below. Before I get into my hair history, though, I wanted to talk about something else hair related. I've recently gotten a wig from Everyday Wigs. They reached out to me about their product, and I decided that a wig could be a really good addition to my channel for roleplays and such, because I would like to get more into roleplays. So I wanted to share with you the wig that I got. So, the wig comes with a hairbrush, which we will be using. And it comes with 2 wig caps, so that's very helpful. It's a super long black wig, and the first time I wore it, I realized I really liked brushing it because it's just so long. So I decided that I would like to do that for you guys. So through the magic of editing, the wig will be on. So this is the wig. It is very strange because I look at myself and it really does look like real hair, but it's so far from my natural hair color and length and just texture and everything that it's bizarre. It's like I have someone else's hair. Just magic. So this is the wig. It is a lace front wig. It is extremely long. As you can see, it comes all the way down, pretty much to my hips. Just crazy long. I haven't had hair that long since I was a kid. It's extremely thick. It's got a lot of hair. And their wigs are also heat resistant, or heat safe, I guess. So you actually can style them with low heat. So that's a benefit also. But I'm very excited to do some role plays with this wig. If you guys have any suggestions on what you think this would be good for, I'd love to hear them. So, now that we're here, we're brushing our hair. I guess we ought to get into the history of my hair. So, I've got an album of photos that I have grabbed, which I had to dig for some of them, and I don't really have pictures of like a complete timeline, I guess, but I have a pretty good representation, I think. So my hair is naturally kind of a dirty blonde color, which you can see in my childhood photos. And I think I've shown before my baby picture. I was actually born with red hair, and then as I got to about age 5 or 6, it had just like grown out and turned blonde slowly, which I guess is kind of normal for babies to change hair colors. So, but yeah, that's what happened. It was born red, and then it grew out blonde, and then as I kept getting older, it started to turn into like the dirty kind of blonde, which you can see. And that's a color I've never liked. Some people really like that ashy blonde, but to me it just always looked kind of mousy, and I don't know, it just wasn't very cute. So when I was, I want to say 13, probably younger than that, probably 12, I dyed my hair like just blonde, like just box dye blonde, and I did that for several years, and it just looked natural on me. It just kind of made my natural hair just look a little bit brighter and golden and less like ashy. So I did that for a while, and then in middle school was the first time I dyed my hair a fashion color, or like unnatural. And let's see, what happened was I had a really strict principal. She had just tons of rules that didn't really make sense. I was at a public school, but for some reason she decided to have her own dress code that was different from all the other schools in the district, so it was kind of weird. But one day at school, she made an announcement that we were not allowed to have distracting hair, which sounded absolutely ridiculous. And so we went home and told our parents, and my mom was like really upset about it because it's actually not against school rules to dye your hair. Like, they shouldn't be allowed to control that in a public school. And nowhere in the like dress code or rule book does it say anything about hair, and the principal didn't send home any flyers or anything. She just said it over the speaker. And so my mom, being rebellious and little bit of a social justice warrior, was like, hey, you want to dye your hair tonight? And of course I was like, heck yeah. So we like went down to Hot Topic and picked up some like turquoise hair dye, and we dyed, my hair at the time was like this long, and we dyed like the first like 4 inches of it turquoise. And I don't have any pictures of it, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened, but I don't. But I went to school and immediately got put in detention for the whole day, and it was like a whole thing. That whole year was a struggle with that principal, between dress code and hair and everything. But it like sparked this thing in me, and I just really loved having the blue hair, and it just stuck with me, and I never really stopped. Yeah, so in middle school I had the teal on the ends, and then when I went to high school, well actually I switched middle schools and they didn't have any rules against hair, so I kept doing it, and I started dyeing a piece of my bangs and then like the underneath part of my hair, and that was like my go-to look for a long time. And I would dye it blue or indigo, and then it would fade to like a greenish color. So most of the time I actually had the kind of greenish hair on top of the blonde, which, I mean, kind of looked weird, but whatever, I still really liked it. So I had that basically on and off from like 8th grade through 10th grade, maybe. That same like color and placement, just off and on, dark blue, fade to green, dark blue, fade to green. And then once I got to be, it was either late 10th grade year, I think it was, I did like just underneath, I did like turquoise at the top that faded to blue for like a very short amount of time. I had that, and that was really fun. And then after that kind of washed out, I dyed the tips of my hair like really short, like just like that much purple, which was like really the first time I had done purple. And it was actually because of my dad. I went to go visit my dad, and he was like, hey, I bought purple hair dye, we should do our hair. So I dyed my hair purple with my dad. And up until that point I had actually like been full blonde for like almost 6 months. Like I was growing my hair out and I didn't want to dye it, so it'd just been straight up blonde for like almost 6 months. Yeah, and then I dyed, it was the week before my senior year of high school, I dyed the ends purple. And then like a week later, it was my birthday, and I got a haircut for my birthday, and I cut like 4 inches off or something. So all of that was gone, and I stayed just like plain blonde for a while I grew out and got healthy again, because it was really fried at that length. And then what happened? So then like most of my senior year I just had blonde hair. Yeah, and then what happened? Oh yeah, right before I went to college, some of you might know, I went to an art school for my first year of college, and I was like, oh gosh, I have to be edgy. I need to dye my hair before I leave. So I went back to my standard blue in the bangs, blue underneath kind of thing. And it was like that for a while, but then at Christmas break, my freshman year of college, I don't remember what talked me into it. I don't know if I was talking to my mom or just looking at pictures, but I decided to dye my hair red. And I don't know why, but I can't find the picture of the original dye because I've dyed it. The first time I dyed it, it actually turned out really bad. And I don't really know. I think it was just the brand. I was really nervous about getting the wrong colors, so I was like looking at different brands that I don't usually use, and that's where I went wrong. I should have stuck with the brand that I know and love, and it was like neon orange and splotchy. For some reason, I didn't really take photos of it, I guess, so I don't really have any evidence of that, unfortunately. But yeah, and then shortly after, I redyed it with my favorite brand, and it looked beautiful. It was like an auburn color, and it was really just like a turning point because it felt so much more natural on me than the blonde ever did. And I never liked my hair color. I never liked being a blonde. It never felt right. And the red just felt like that should have been my hair color all along. So I really loved it. And then I had that for almost a whole year. And then when it became spring, I wanted to add color. So I did a magenta ombre because I thought magenta is really like the only thing that would look good with my like reddish orange hair, and it did. I really, really liked it. So I had magenta tips for a while, and that's something that inspired the hair I have right now. So I had that magenta tips for a while, and then when it became summer, I dyed my hair blonde because I was feeling like the red just wasn't very summery. I really wanted to be blue again. I was getting to miss the blue. It always comes back to the blue. So I dyed my hair blonde, and then I put the blue right back in it, except I just did ombre, like the bottom, and it faded up. It was really pretty. While I had that hair, I got a lot of compliments on it, and at the time, my roommate was experimenting with her hair for the first time, and she wanted to do pink all over, like a pastel pink. And so the whole time I was helping her, since I had experience with my hair, and she had no idea, so I was helping her dye her hair, and I was like, I've kind of always wanted to do all over color, and she talked me into it, and so I went from the ombre to just all over blue, and it was so much fun. It was like such a huge difference to me. So I had full blue hair. I really loved it. It was super fun. I had it for a long while. Luckily at the time I had a job that was like really cool with it because I didn't tell my boss I was gonna do it. And then I did. Yeah, so I actually really loved the all over blue, and I thought about doing that this time too, but I really want to like reach out because I've just done blue so much. I wanted to branch out and try new colors and stuff. So let's see, I had let me look at my photos. So I had all over blue for quite a while, and then I think it was around the fall that I decided to go back to red for the winter. So I dyed it red again, and it was red until I started my YouTube channel. Right around the time, like right after I started making ASMR videos, I did a little bit of like a blonde ombre on my red because I wanted to lighten up the tips and add some like depth of color. So I did end up going with a lighter red than the second time and doing the like blonde ombre. But pretty much, yeah, that catches me up to the present. So pretty much ever since I started making ASMR videos, I've been red, and I've just been really missing the fashion colors again. So that's what's led me to my current hair color. and all at the same time then I get a wig too, so there's just a lot of hair stuff going on. So yeah, please let me know, what do you think about me with black hair? I decided to go with a black wig because it's something I would never dye my hair, because I would just really mess it up for a long time. But what kind of like role plays should I do with this wig? Let me know. I'd love to hear your ideas. Yeah, I really like the wig. It's super long. And just a heads up, I'm already thinking about Halloween, and I think I'm gonna do Marceline from Adventure Time because this is just perfect for it. Am I right? Anyways, I'm going to take this wig off, and I will continue to brush my hair for you guys. Alright? Just a second. Alright. Back to the pink. It's so vibrant. I'm in love with it. So I've got 3 hairbrushes here. I've got the one that came with my wig from Everyday Wigs. And by the way, I'll have links in the description to their website, to the wig that I have in particular. Don't you just love that sound? Plus, I love that this brush just coordinates with my hair so well. So, I've had my YouTube channel for years, but I used to just like post dumb like music videos and stuff when I was a kid, and I never really did much with my channel. And then I'm a junior in college now, and I was really wanting to branch off from like retail and like have a job and a hobby that was like all my own. It was like creative and something that I could potentially make a living on, which by the way I don't. I'm not making very much money at all, just enough to pay my utilities, so it is very helpful, and all of your donations and you watching my videos helps me so much. It's crazy. But I was really inspired because I love watching ASMR, and I think one of my biggest inspirations was Gentle Whispering. She is my all-time favorite ASMR artist. I think her spa video was like the second video I ever watched. So she was just always been such a huge inspiration for me. Just watching her videos, like, not only does it give me like tingles and it makes me relax, but it just makes me feel so happy. She's so genuine, and like her vibe is just always just exuding out of her videos, and it's always just puts me in such a good mood, and it feels like she's my friend, and I kind of wanted to do that for other people. And I always felt like whenever I put myself in front of a camera, I have a tendency to be very quiet, so I could never really do like sketches or be like one of those like loud personalities on YouTube. So I never even like really attempted that because I was always just too reserved and quiet. But I thought that lended itself really well to ASMR, and since I myself really love it, it just seemed like a perfect fit. And I debated making videos for like months, and then I was talking to some friends about it, and I decided I should just do it. So yeah, I've been trying to make multiple videos every week since, and I'm really, really loving it, and you guys just make this whole experience so worth it. Alright, I'm going to switch to, oh my hair is stuck to this button. Alright, there we go. Alright, now I'm going to switch to this brush. This is a padded hairbrush. It's Goody brand. I've had this hairbrush for years and years, and it has lasted me, and I love it. Growing up, my mom was always like, you have to get a good hairbrush, don't skimp on the hairbrush. So she bought me this wooden one, and it's just been a great hairbrush for me. So, I guess I'll talk about my hair process a little bit. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I'm just self-taught. I've never had my hair professionally dyed. It's been many years of box dyed blonde on top of my natural blonde hair, and then the red, and then the first time I ever bleached my hair was the first time I went back to blonde from red. I did a 20 volume developer with bleach, and then, or actually no, I didn't. What did I do? The first time I ever tried to go back from blonde from the red, I was actually really afraid of using actual bleach, because I didn't understand it, I guess. So I went and bought box dyed bleach that was Nat Born Blonde or something, I don't know, scary stuff. I don't know why I decided that would be safer, but I did that instead of just going to Sally Hansen or Sally Beauty and buying some developer bleach. And I did that, and it was not really enough to cover my whole head, so it was splotchy, but it worked. And then I went over it with a box dye blonde, and it looked pretty okay. It was a little brassy, but not bad. And then I went blue, and that was a whole thing. I used the Adore brand hair dyes. I love them. I really do swear by them. I've tried all kinds of brands. I've tried Manic Panic. I've tried, what's it called? Raw Color. My friend used the Ion brand. I've used Beyond the Zone. I'm pretty sure I've used another brand too, and none of them have compared to Adore. For me, Adore has the perfect consistency. It's kind of runny, so you can brush it through your hair more easily. Whereas Manic Panic, if you've ever used that, is really thick, and I feel it's hard to get it through all the hair. So I really love Adore hair dye. I really do swear by it, and I recommend it. And I've used lots of different colors of it now. I've used a purple, I've used 2 different blues, and now I've used a purple, again, a different purple, and a pink. And I'm just always so happy with the results. I'll put it in my hair, and the bottle says 15 or 30 minutes. I always do an hour, and the key part is adding heat. The bottle will not tell you to do this, but it will make a huge difference in how the color looks and how it lasts. So I usually put all the dye in, and sometimes I'll even wrap my hair in foil to really seal in the moisture and the heat. But at the very least, I'll put on like a clear shower cap, and then I'll blow dry my hair. So I'll keep it in the shower cap, and I'll just do the blow dryer on my head evenly as possible. I'll put it on low on the hair dryer, and I'll like put earbuds in and just watch videos or TV or something. And then another key thing is that before I rinse the dye out in the shower, I'll let my hair cool down. So you don't want to hop in the shower with the warm hair, because essentially the heat is opening up the hair follicles so the dye can seep in a little deeper and really cling on. So you want to let your hair cool down for at least a few minutes before you rinse it, and then if you can handle it, rinse your hair in cold water. That's going to help seal in that color and not let it wash out immediately. And then I always use a color sealing conditioner. That's going to really help lock that color in, and going to help repair your hair if it's damaged from bleach or whatever. So, I mean, there's tons of color sealing conditioners. Get one of those. After you rinse your hair out and the water runs clear or almost clear, just wring out your hair, put a ton of color sealing conditioner, and let it sit. At least for, a few minutes, but really as long as you want. The longer the better, really. And then rinse that out with cold water as well. And for me, those are the steps that I've taken that have really helped the hair turn out to be this vibrant and last a long time. So in terms of color protecting and making your color last, because I know that's really a thing that people struggle with a lot. My biggest recommendation is take fewer showers if you can manage it. Invest in dry shampoo, or at least some baby powder. That stuff will do wonders for greasy hair. And then when you do shower, try to take cold showers, or at least wash your hair in cold water. And then always use plenty of conditioner. If you have leftover color sealing conditioner, that's going to be the best thing for it. Another tip I have is to find a color safe shampoo and conditioner. So majority of the time that's going to mean that it's sulfate free. But you can also look for just anything that says color safe or color protecting, and that's going to help prevent your color from fading. If you don't want to get a specifically color protecting shampoo, definitely just avoid dandruff shampoos, because they have a zinc in them, and that will really strip your color out. So, like I said, I'm totally self-taught. This is all by internet research and trial and error. That's just how I've done my hair. So this time when I did my hair, I decided to actually do bleach instead of that stupid blonde box dye. And I just did a 20 volume developer bleach bath, which means it's diluted with shampoo and not as strong. Because my hair was a relatively light red and my natural color is blonde, I wasn't going to need a very strong bleaching. And you don't want to overdo it, because bleach will mess up your hair if you're not careful. And if you're not sure about bleach, definitely just go to a professional, because it is somewhat dangerous for your hair. I just did a 20 volume bleach bath, which is the bleach powder, the developer, and then some shampoo to dilute it. And before I put anything on my hair, I put coconut oil all through my hair, and then put the bleach bath on it. And I let that sit for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then I toned it with a Wella toner. I think it was T18. And that really helped take out any of that brassiness that the bleach is going to leave. And it left me with a very pale blonde. If I wanted to do more pastel hair, I would have bleached it one more time with an even more diluted bleach bath, just to like take it up one more notch, and then I would have toned it again, and then did a pastel color. But I decided I wanted to be more vibrant. Yeah. So I was blonde for about a day, a couple days ago, and then the next day I dyed my hair. And a lot of it is just going to be practice and figuring out what works for your hair and all kinds of stuff. But I really enjoy it. I think it's a really fun way to express myself. And I really, really hope that you like my hair. I know it's a little wild, and it's definitely not red, but I'm in love with it. So I hope that you can enjoy it as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I hope the hair brushing sounds were nice and tingly. And I hope that my voice could soothe you, and that maybe my story was somewhat interesting. Make sure to leave me a like if you got tingles. And if you haven't already, you should hit the subscribe button. I don't want you to miss all the tingles coming up in the future. If you want to donate to my Patreon or check out any of my social media or anything like that, there will be links in the description for you, along with hair dye links and a link to the wig that I got. And don't forget to comment with roleplay ideas for my black hair. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. See you soon.